Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Kyle Carroll from Carroll's Corner MMA Podcast, and today we're joined by Jackhammer Promotions fighter Devin The Dragon Matias, who's fighting Maggio on Fist of Fury 8 this weekend, Sunday, at Mulcahy's in Wanto, New York. Devin, how are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Let's jump into your background a little bit.
When
Where'd your nickname The
I
Dragon
started
come
doing
from?
karate at like 3 years old, so since I could walk, and I just picked Dragon as my nickname. As time went on, I decided to go back into fighting at 23, and I was like, I need a fight name, and I remembered, I'm like, oh, I already got one, so kind of just fell in my lap.
Awesome. What inspired you to start fighting, and where were your biggest
Oh,
influences growing up?
it's a tough one. I'll try and give you the short and sweet version. So what got me into fighting was I just had something in me that I just couldn't get rid of. Just a plethora of, things that life threw at me, influences that I grew up around that never truly left. I grew up in a really bad neighborhood, and I did ballet to get out of it. And when I got out of there and moved back to New York, I realized that, I guess you could say the trauma never really left. Kind of like a soldier coming back from war. You just get that itch. You don't feel the same being around normal people anymore, doing normal things. And my homeboy brought me to an MMA fight. I never thought about fighting or anything like that. He was like, just try it, just come and see. And I was like, all right, cool. So I went. I saw it. I saw dudes, scrapping in the cage, and it just flicked a switch for me. Like, I'm like, I found it. Like, I found my purpose in life, you know? So that's what did it for me. In terms of influences, you're going to find this kind of funny. I never really watched any sports. I was never really a sportsy kind of guy. I like Mike Tyson. I like Conor McGregor, Bruce Lee, the household names. I've watched them here and there. I watch the edits on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
It's inspirational. But I would definitely say more my family was my inspiration. My dad was a Golden Gloves boxer. My stepdad fought in the Olympics for Taekwondo.
Oh, awesome.
All my cousins and we used to put on my dad's old boxing gear and just beat the shit out of each other. So it's like, that was kind of my inspiration. It came from the home.
Awesome. And you said your background's karate. How long have you been training? And is that the only background you've been, martial arts background? I know you said you did ballet to kind of get out of your neighborhood.
Yeah,
Kind of
so
give us a little more background about that.
At 3 years old, my mom put me in karate. I was really good at it. And then around like 9 years old, I left Brooklyn to move to Delaware. And then I didn't really do any type of training or anything like that. So at 14, I got into ballet. I stuck with it. I went like semi-professional. I got accepted on a scholarship, moved back to New York because of it. And I was going to go pro in that. So really a lot of my athletic capabilities came from ballet, not even from karate. But I was always, you could ask anyone who's trained me. I've always been a very instinctual fighter. It just kind of just kicked in for me. So once I actually got into Muay Thai, boxing, I just threw myself into every discipline possible. It just kind of incorporated with what I learned from ballet. So I wouldn't even say my base was karate. I would say it was more ballet than anything else.
Now, doing a sport like ballet, or if you consider it a sport or like a art, how has that helped with footwork now that
Honestly,
you're training in
tremendously.
MMA?
Like, half the workouts I do for fight camps and stuff like that, that's nothing to me compared to doing, 6-7 hours a day, 5 days a week of ballet intensive training, lifting girls, stuff like that. It seems soft. Like, it doesn't seem like it's much of a workout or a strain on the body, but it is. Like, if you ask a kickboxer or an MMA guy to take a ballet class, he's going to feel just as winded as if he was doing fight camp.
Interesting. That's awesome. Now tell us how training camp has been going for this fight. Any changes?
For sure. Not for sure.
From your usual prep?
Definitely my last fight, I wasn't as aggressive as I should have been. That was on me. I was trying to tire him out, but my opponent had a good gas tank. So for this fight, I'm trying to be a lot more aggressive, be a bit more in the pocket than I was and just take the middle, because I feel like that's really what did me the wrong direction, you could say, in that last fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm trying to get in there and really scrap this time as opposed to, you know, dancing around him and doing pot shots.
Oh, what's your mindset going into June 22nd, this
Man,
Sunday, Fist of Fury 8?
it's like every other day, you know? Like, I mean, yeah, it's a fight, it's a big deal. I'm looking forward to it, don't get me wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, like I'm always when I wake up in the morning, I'm always like thinking I'm in that mode all the time. I never have to flick a switch for myself or nothing like that. Really the biggest enemy that I have is me. Like the biggest enemy I've got, biggest opponent I've got, I should say, is just life in general. So, you know, he's my opponent. I don't know the guy, you know, but he's a canvas for me. It's not personal. He's a canvas. He's representing all the
Mm-hmm.
things that have pissed me off lately. Because I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you, Kyle. It's been a rough couple of months. I'm pushing through it. I'm thugging it out. But I'm happy to get in there and, you know, finally fight
There you
life
go.
back, you could say.
Absolutely. How do you handle the nerves before walking into a fight and walking out there, from the moment you leave the locker room to the cage?
I'll be honest, I
How do
don't
you
even
handle
have
those
nerves
nerves?
anymore. Like for my first fight, I had nerves and I just breathed through it and all that, you know. But now, like, I don't even get nervous. I get excited. Like I'm happy. Like I'm like, oh, finally. Like I've been itching for this. You know what I mean? Like last fight, I was cool as a cucumber when they called my name. I was about to start, you know, busting a dance or two when they were playing my walkout song. So for this one, I'm like, it is what it is. Like I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm gonna kill this guy or like, oh, like I can't. It's like just go in there,
Mm-hmm.
don't think, don't plan. Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. You know what I mean? Just do.
Yep, absolutely. You said you don't really know much about your opponent. What can you? Is there anything you can expect from him? And without giving your game plan, what are your keys you believe to your victory
Two
to win this fight?
predictions on how my opponent might play in the ring. I'm assuming he's gonna be taller than me because all of my opponents are taller than me. I'm not a big dude. So he's either gonna play distance or he's gonna try to bully me. Regardless, I got something for either or. So if I gotta dance around him, I'll dance around him. If I gotta blitz him, I'm gonna blitz him.
Awesome. And what separates Devin Matias from every
Hmm.
other fighter on this card?
I'd say a few things. I'd say for one, you know, I'm in this. I'm not in this as a hobby. I'm not doing this to just like, you know, go home and brag to some girls at the club, like, yeah, I'm a fighter, or like be the coolest guy in the gym. I
Mm-hmm.
live this shit. I live it like in and out all the time. You know, for me, fighting is, I wouldn't say it's my personality. I would say it's like my essence. It's me as a person. I don't feel like myself when I'm not in the cage. When I'm in the cage, I'm me. I'm free. I can truly be myself in its utmost form. You know, and I think that's what separates me from these other fighters because they're like, you know, they get in the cage and they have fun and it's a sport. To them, it's a sport. To me, this is life. This is my therapy. This is how
Mm-hmm.
I live. I couldn't imagine doing anything else other than fighting. You could make me homeless. You could take everything away from me. I could be living in a box. But if you're like, yo, you got to fight next week, I'm like, bet. Like, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm ready to go. So
So you're pretty much saying you fight for yourself. There's nothing really that motivates you, like an external force that's motivating you to get in the gym every day, to train every day. Like you said, when you were doing ballet, like you're putting 5, 6 hours in. That's dedication. Like that takes time. So this is clearly you don't need
yeah,
something to
yeah. I mean,
motivate you to
some
get in
dudes are
there and
like, yo,
compete.
like, I gotta get that UFC. I want to go to UFC. Everyone does. Everyone in this game wants that. You know, those big contracts, the
Hmm.
fame, the big stages. Dude, I've done
Absolutely.
fights in the backyards of project buildings in East New York. You know, like I've done fights, you know, with Jackhammer. You know, so as long as I can fight, I'm happy. I'm good. I'm where I need to be.
Hey, you mentioned your goal. You want to be a UFC fighter. What are your goals
I
within the
would definitely
sport,
say I want to
short
go
term, long
pro
term?
in boxing. I want to go pro in Muay Thai. I want to go pro in kickboxing. I want to go pro in MMA. I want to go pro in everything. You know, some guys are like, I'm gonna stick with MMA and then go to UFC. Like some guys, I'm gonna stick with boxing and then get the WBC belt if that's what it is. But for me, I just
Hmm.
I wanna go everywhere I want to win everything. I want to fight everyone. I want all the smoke all the time. Bring me everybody. Send me the biggest, baddest dude that you know, and he might beat me to death, but I'll have a smile on my face. Like I'll have a straight smile on my face. So
Is that something you see a lot of opponents do these
mhm.
days, where maybe not your specific opponent in this fight, but a lot of people in the amateur professional rankings where they kind of like avoid certain people, as they say, kind of take on soup cans, as they say, and you're just trying to fight the easiest fight for
Yeah,
the
I
easiest
definitely
path down the
definitely once
road.
people go pro, they be like ducking and dodging certain opponents. I get it. I don't even shame them for it because at the end of the day, like, because I'm still amateur,
Hmm.
so my mindset is I just want to fight. But once there's money on the line, once say if I have a
Yeah, absolutely.
family in the future, I gotta think about more things and be more calculated. So I gotta pick opponents where I'm like, okay, this would favor my fight style as opposed to this guy. I'm hoping to keep that same mind frame that I have now in the amateurs and bring it to the pros where I'm not ducking nobody. I can curse on this, right? I don't give a flying fuck who you are
Yeah,
or how
absolutely.
many belts you have. I just want to punch you in the jaw. So, yeah, I think for a lot of guys, they do be ducking and dodging, but I don't blame them though. There's a reason why guys do that. There's a reason why guys patent their record because they want to look good. I just want to punch you in the fucking jaw, but I get it. I can't shame you for it. So
I love that like mindset and the attitude towards it, because even on the amateur level, you do get a lot of guys that, yeah, I don't want to take him. He's a couple pounds heavier, or he might wrestle, or whatever it may be. They don't want to fight someone else. And I'm like, you're an amateur, like you said. Like once you go pro, no one cares what you did as an amateur, and it's a great opportunity to get such great experience to see how you can do against someone who a different discipline as you. So it's awesome to see and refreshing to
yeah,
see
of course.
someone with
I mean,
that
I'll be honest with
mindset
you.
and
For
attitude.
example, like my first fight was a smoker, right? My first ever fight in my life. Well, at least not on the street, like in an actual ring.
Mhm.
He was a coach. I didn't know this till afterwards, but like he's way bigger than me because I fought at 155.
Wow.
Now, if you see how small I am, any coach or fighter would tell me you're fucking insane. Why are you fighting at that weight? I'm like, I'm not cutting no weight. If he's bigger than me, I'm a Mike Tyson his shit, right? So the first dude I fought was a coach, and he was way bigger than me, and I still gave him trouble. Still, him and I are friends to this day. He's a good dude. But like, still, I gave him the hands and all that. He had to grab me so that I couldn't punch him, right? So I'm like, I don't care about that. I don't care how big you are. I don't care how much experience you have. You gonna feel this. You gonna feel my presence. I don't give a fuck if you win or not. You gonna remember my face, bro. You're gonna remember it. So that's how I'm feeling with all
What's one thing about you that nobody knows but you'd
that.
like to share with everyone?
I gotta think on that one. I'm secretly a nerd at heart. I love video games. I like anime. I do
Awesome.
modeling and acting. I'm a pretty artistic person when I'm not fighting people. I have an
Okay.
appreciation for the more graceful things in life, you could say. So
Cool. What video games are you a fan of, or
yeah, I've
any
been playing
specific type of
Helldivers
game you're
2 a
playing?
lot. I like that game a lot. I've been playing Ninja Gaiden.
Okay.
My first time playing that one. I just got into that. I ain't been playing too much lately because, I'm training, working security, doing modeling and acting. So I don't have a lot of time to be home. But for the most part, Helldivers
Okay.
2 is my shit. So if anyone,
Are those PC
PlayStation.
games or like Xbox or
Yeah.
PlayStation?
Okay.
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 I'm a PlayStation guy as well. I've never played those games. Like Red Dead
For sure. Yeah, for
Redemption,
sure.
GTA, obviously. Um, yeah, and then Call of Duty, all
Yeah.
those fun games you get on, hop on,
Yeah. No, they're
shoot them
fun as
up,
hell.
do
I love them. You should
crazy
try
shit, and get
Helldivers
off.
2. I think you'd like it. Because it's yeah, it's like not to rant
All
too
right,
much
I'll check
about
it
it, but
out.
it's like it's an online thing, so it's got like the online community of Call of Duty, except no one's like cussing out your mom over the mic
Okay.
and shit like that. Like y'all gotta work together, you know. So, yeah, yeah. There's like no 10-year
Some
olds
like 10
cussing
year
you
old.
out and shit.
That's funny. What can fans expect from the Dragons as you step into the cage
I'll
on June?
definitely say you're gonna see a bit of a different fighter. I won't be dancing around as much. Definitely gonna see a bit more aggression. Definitely gonna see just the other side of me. I wouldn't even say a different fighter because I'm me in all regards at all times, you know. But definitely like a different style that I'm trying to build upon that I did the last fight, if that makes sense.
Awesome. And any message for your opponent?
Not really. I mean, I don't know the man, so I hope to see you. Don't duck this fade, please, because I've been really looking forward to it. I wish you the best. Enjoy yourself, and let's bang the fuck out. Let's do it.
Awesome. And then to wrap it up, any shout outs or thanks to your
Yeah, for
team,
sure. No,
family,
I want to give a
friends,
big
support
shout out,
system?
to my friends, my family, everyone that's been supporting me, my gym especially. Shout out my coach, Evolute. I'm repping them right now pretty hard. They've been riding for me. Got a lot of love for them. So shout out to them.
Awesome. Well, Devin, I appreciate hopping on. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you get tickets right now for Jackhammer Promotions Fist of Fury 8 this Sunday, June 22nd. And if you can't, make sure you get the pay-per-view on jackhammerfights.com. Devin the Dragon Matias is taking on Maggio this Sunday. You don't want to miss it, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carol's Corner MMA Podcast.
Thanks for having me,
Devin,
Kyle.
thanks for
Have a good
jumping
one.
on. I appreciate your time. You too.